as always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
I may need you to talk me off the ledge on this, Gabe, but Miami Dolphins signing Sony Michel adds him to their backfield. They've already got Rasheed Mostert in there, Chase Edmonds, Myles Gaskins. We know they added Tyreek Hill. I like the head coach that they hired, the offensive coordinator formerly with the San Francisco 49ers. Am I getting ahead of myself, Gabe, whenever I feel like the Dolphins are turning the corner here?
Are you worried about the Dolphins, or are you worried about your Patriots in the AFC East? That's because I am sensing some concern about the Dolphins maybe challenging for supremacy in that division. Now, the Bills are the team you really need to worry about there, buddy. But
no doubt. Even the Jets had a hell of a draft.
Jets had a good draft. Looks like Joe Douglas actually knows what he's doing. Robert Saleh, I think a lot of people like him as a head coach.
But no, to answer your question, I'm not worried about the Patriots. Didn't you see we got the Tennessee Chattanooga guard in the first round? We'll be good, man.
Cole Strange. I am sensing some. Listen, you had a couple of decades of dominance.
Do you feel like I'm abandoning ship?
I'm not saying you're abandoning ship. I'm saying you're starting to feel this is how other NFL fans feel, right? The Patriots, man, they're so dominant for so long. That's not normally how this thing works, right? That's not how the league is structured to work for a team to win to win its division that many times in a row and that often. Like that's not how this thing is supposed to function. I feel like you're just starting to feel like all other NFL fans feel, and you don't like it. You don't like you like your team being the favorite into the division every year, but ooh, buddy, no.
Yeah, it's true. I would say definitely with Brady leaving the Patriots, it has given the opportunity for the other teams in the division to finally see the sun a little bit, right? There's some sunlight coming through the overhang there, and they're starting to get some life breathed into those organizations. Feel like the Dolphins are making nice moves. The Jets had a really nice draft. The Bills, obviously, we know have played really good football the last couple of years. It's interesting to watch, but I'm excited about what I've seen so far with the Dolphins. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. You know, there are a lot of Tua haters out there, but I'm going to give it a little longer. I think that they may find something there with McDaniels.
I will say this. Mike McDaniel seems like a really cool guy.
He is a different dude. It's kind of a breath of fresh air whenever we've kind of seen the same personalities for a long time at the head coaching position. He's different, definitely different.
We'll see. And remember, don't forget, they added Teron Armstead as well.
Yeah.
And if that offensive line can play at a higher level, maybe we see Tua Tagovailoa take a big step there at QB. But, yeah.
And I'm interested to see how they use Tyreek Hill. You know, you go back and watch the 49ers and some of the different things they did offensively with Deebo Samuel, and you know, there was a lot of movement, a lot of non-traditional type of formations and plays. Tyreek Hill kind of fits that. Sony Michel kind of fits that. And frankly, Tua does as well. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, I could see McDaniel getting real creative with it, because who knows, maybe Kyle Shanahan was the one that had to like reel McDaniel back in and be like, hey man, whoa, let's you're getting a little too crazy with the play design and the play calling here. I don't know if that was the case, but
I think one of those things is like just the personality that we've seen before at head coach. And I think there's a reason for this. There's definitely a reason, but especially in the NFL, very risk averse, right? And just the way you hear him talk and the fact that he's a little bit different, you don't have that same feeling necessarily about McDaniels.
Yeah, he's a different dude. I'm excited. I think that division is going to be a lot of fun to watch. All right, who do you have as your loser of the week?
I had to go with Josh Lambo. Okay. I understand that the NFL's a tough place. Okay. And I understand that Urban Meyer kicking you whenever you're in the stretch line was not cool. But he's suing the Jaguars for $3.5 million because what is it? A hostile work environment under Urban Meyer. I can't get on board with this. Am I in the wrong here?
I don't believe so. I believe first of all,
were you ever stressed playing in the NFL?
I was very stressed.
Would you consider it a hostile work environment?
So stressed, in fact, that I got on Zoloft.
Right.
I'm stressed every day thinking you're going to get fired when you're at the bottom of the roster.
Yeah, I could never sleep. I had to get on Ambien. I mean, come on. If a kicker of all people can sue a team for a hostile work environment, then I think every single player that plays any position on any team at any level can sue for that.
I think your big issue with this entire thing is that he's a kicker. It's like, really, man, you got physically abused by Urban Meyer. Really?
Yeah,
I mean, come
Urban
on.
Meyer kicked you in the stretch line, and the rest of the practice, you went over there, kicked some field goals, joked around with the deep snapper and punter while everyone else was smashing each other's faces into one another. You played golf all through training camp. Don't sue $3.5 million because a coach half-ass kicked you in the leg and told you to make your kicks. Okay. And I'll tell you, I am no Urban Meyer defender by any stretch, but this is absurd in my opinion.
This, as the old saying goes, Josh Lambo, he's softer than baby shit.
But here's the other part.
$3.5 million because the guy nudged your shin, man. I mean, come on, man. This he is not helping the kicking profession by taking this course of action. He's not helping. This is not for the brand, as Pat McAfee would say. This now, if he wins, hey, I mean, I'm sure the Jaguars will settle. But
that's what I was about to say. He's going to sue him for $3.5 million. They're going to say, here's $1 million, get lost. And he's going to say, okay, thank you. Right. It's crap is what it is. It's a frivolous lawsuit. This is the type of crap that ties up the court system. It's dumb, but he's going to get paid out of it. Ridiculous.
I would love if the Jaguars are like, no, we'll fight it. You rack up those legal fees. We'll see if you win. Like, maybe it's because he's a kicker. I don't know. Like, normally I'd be like, hey, any NFL player, go get your money, right? But
it's like they already got probably a team of lawyers on retainer anyways. It's like they're paying for them anyways. Get to work, boys.
I will say this. I guess Josh Lambo's just ready for his career to be over.
Yeah.
Who the hell's and I don't know. I don't know if he's on a team right now. I'm not going to pretend I know. But this pretty much this is the end of the road when you start suing teams, right? Other teams are going to no. First of all, Urban Meyer kicked him for a reason. He was missing a bunch of kicks, I assume. And now the team's like, yeah, we'll find another kicker.
That's funny. Yeah. Hey, you want there to be more reasons for a team to pick you up, not second guess, right?
And
if you want to keep playing, maybe this is a signal that I'm done. Let me see if I can get anything walking out the door.
Yeah. Hey, good luck, but soft. So very soft. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
First Fidelity Bank is a full-service financial institution based in Oklahoma with tailored solutions for all your personal and business needs, checking accounts, saving accounts, home loans, and much more. They do it all, whether it's online banking from your computer or mobile banking from your phone. everything is stress-free with FFB. Making mobile deposits, paying bills online, and moving money to different accounts could not be easier. First Fidelity Bank provides free ATMs worldwide, making banking convenient wherever you are. They also give back to the community. FFB donates a total of more than $500,000 to local charities and educational foundations. Make your life easier and go bank with First Fidelity Bank. Visit ffb.com for more information.
And if you are a whiskey or bourbon drinker, stop what you are doing, head to your favorite liquor store and buy some Balcones products. You got to grab some of Balcones Lineage Single Malt Whiskey. It was just voted one of the top 20 whiskeys in the world by Whiskey Advocate, and you'll be shocked by how affordable it is. Also, you got to snag some of Balcones Baby Blue Corn Whiskey.
It's made from blue corn. That's the fancy corn.
And that is why it has won more than 25 awards. Last but certainly not least, you got to buy some of Balcones Pot Still Bourbon. Its big flavors make it the perfect bourbon to drink year-round. In 2012, Balcones Single Malt won the Best in Glass competition, beating brands like Johnnie Walker and Macallan, and became the first American distillery ever to win that competition. This stuff is the real deal, people. If you love great whiskey and bourbon at a great price, then Balcones products are the only way to go. The whiskey may be made in Texas, but the owners, yes, they're from Oklahoma. To find a liquor store that has it, visit balconesdistilling.com. What's so funny?
You turned into Batman at the end of that. First American distiller to win the competition.
I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Let me drink some water. Oh God. All right, for my winner of the week, I turned into Lego Batman. That's who I sounded like. For my winner of the week, thought about going with Al Horford. The man turned back the clock there in Game 4 against the Bucks. How about dunked on Giannis? I mean, kind of on Giannis. Like Giannis tried to block it. Now Horford dunked on him. Did not see that coming.
He had to after Giannis was talking mess after dunking on him, right? It's coming right back at you, youngster.
Yeah. Horford gave him that nod like, okay, you're going to get yours. And damn, okay, Al. Dropped a 30-piece in the Celtics Game 4 win over the Bucks. That series is fun, man. And no matter what happens the rest of the way, Al Horford earned some serious respect with that performance and that dunk. I know it got my attention, but I also thought about going with Southern Hills, right? PGA Championship there next weekend, and Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson are both on the official list of players in the field. So clearly all the best players in golf are going to be there, but having those two guys registered. Now we'll see if they actually play, right? Having those two guys there, I feel like it just elevates the event so much because of what those two have meant for the game. And it'll be good to see Phil Mickelson is alive because the guy has disappeared.
I know. It's going to be awesome. And I'll say this too, although it's been difficult on me, the heat that we've got is helping those golf courses, getting that Bermuda to where it's popping out there. And are we going to have, is the PGA Championship, is that the same week that that Jimmy Austin's hosting the regional?
I think that lines up, right?
I think it is.
Or is that this weekend?
Is that this weekend? I'm not sure, but I know that the heat was needed for those golf courses to get that plush Bermuda rolling. So good stuff.
I have pulled up OU golf, their Twitter. They've got a Mother's Day post, all these things. Oh my gosh, they do such a good job with their content. I got to scroll forever, man. The Norman Regional, number 1. Okay, I've opened the link, and then I will find the date. 13 teams in action. Oh gosh, there's no date. Oh my gosh, this is the worst podcasting in the history of podcasting. Well, where's the date, Ted?
I know it was a really quick turnaround because it was supposed to be in Tuscaloosa, and they just said, we're not going to be able to have our course ready in time. Let someone else take it. And Jimmy Austin, it goes to them. I guess it's OU was the number 1 ranked team, and they're like, yeah, okay, we'll do it.
I found it May 16th to 18th.
Yeah. So That's coming up quick.
So that's next week. That'll lead you right into the PGA Championship. How about that?
Good stuff.
Big golf week in the state of Oklahoma. But my winner of the week, man, there's only one choice. Tom Brady. That man is winning at life. I mean, just constantly W's for our man Brady. Best quarterback of all time, beautiful family, all the endorsements in the world. And now he's going to make more money as a broadcaster than he made it as a player. Fox announced he will take over when he's done playing. He will take over as the #1 NFL analyst for them. 10 years, $375 million for Tom Brady. And people don't watch games because of the announcers, but Fox gets to go out and say, hey, Tom Brady calls our games. And that apparently is worth $375 million over 10 years to them. I saw that number and whoa. I mean, whoa. Remember when you and I were talking about the Herb Street stuff?
Yeah.
And we were like, man, that's a lot of money. I mean, this is so much more money than that. It's good for him. Good for him.
Twice as much money, right? Tom Brady is there's nothing better than to continue to fall ass backwards into a pile of cash. And that is what the man does over and over and over. It sure makes retirement a little easier to swallow whenever you're going to get a, I don't know, $10 million pay raise or so. And life's going to be a lot easier.
I think some people saw it and they said, why would Fox pay him this much money? And I don't know if you can really put a dollar figure on how much value this brings Fox, right? And almost how much value it brings the broadcast industry. I mean, because the interesting part about the report from the New York Post was that not only will he be the #1 analyst on the games, he will also be a company ambassador for Fox. And that means he will help in sponsorships and promotional activities,
commercials
and television. Like putting on a good television broadcast is one thing, but it's all about the advertisers, right? It's all about how much you can get for your commercials. And if you're meeting with advertisers and maybe you're trying to increase prices, or maybe you're trying to attract new advertisers. I don't know much about that. I wouldn't say I'm a marketing wizard. Anyone that listens to the ad reads that we come up with probably knows that. But if Tom Brady's sitting in the room talking with your potential advertisers, that's worth a lot. What are they going to do? Say no to Tom Brady?
Here's what's going to happen. Tom Brady's going to be calling the game, and they're going to cut to commercial where Tom Brady does the Pepsi commercial, and then he's sitting on a John Deere riding lawnmower in the next scene, and then he's sitting in front of a Samsung television in the next scene. He's going to be like, for 4 straight hours, going to be on absolutely everything.
It's just going to be all Brady all the time.
Brady.
Now, I will say this. The NFL has to be ecstatic, right? He is by far the most famous football player on the planet. And I think some people kind of feared that he would kind of just fade away, right, and live his life. But this keeps the most famous guy in the sport in the fold. And I think that's good for everyone, right? I think that's good for current players, former players, good for Brady, good for Fox, good for the NFL, right? That he's going to be around and not be detached from the NFL. Like, I think that's really cool, right? One of the all-time legends is staying in the mix. And I think that provides a ton of value. And then it is my hope. And I don't think this is going to happen because I think Tom Brady is one of the most brand conscious athletes ever. But what happens if he retires and he just stops caring about that? And he's like, I'm going to say what I think. What happens if he goes like Charles Barkley style and is just critical and fun and witty? Like that could be that type of analysis from a guy that has the respect that Brady's got. That could be incredible television. It really could. But I have my doubts.
Yeah, I think he'll be smart. I think he'll add some really good insight. He seems to be a guy, I think one of the best traits to have as someone that's covering, like as an announcer, is to not take yourself too seriously. And I don't think that he does. At least like whenever you see his social media and stuff, a lot of it is self-deprecating, which I think is really good and comes across really well whenever you're watching someone on TV. Whenever you try to take it too seriously, I think it can be off-putting at times. But he has, and I don't want this to sound like a Brady love fest, but he's recently, as he left New England and became more in the spotlight, he has found, I think, the perfect balance of kind of being up to speed on everything, like being in the know, but not saturating his appearances. And it's just, he's kind of always hitting the right amount, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's got a great team
Mm-hmm.
that, I think the way that they execute some of that social media stuff, like he's clearly got a lot of smart people helping him do that. And this is my last thought on it. Once I saw the deal, I was like, man, Troy Aikman's he's got to be sad, man. This is like breaking up with your girlfriend, and then she starts dating a guy that is a way better football player than you were. He's better looking than you are, and he's also a lot richer and is about to get paid more money than you. And everyone knows it.
I think it's pretty telling. That's why Aikman's been on this big health kick, right? Now he's all of a sudden jacked. He's lost a lot of weight. And he's moving into the beer industry. He's pushing his beer.
Yeah, he's trying to be as much like Brady as he can. But
that's
man,
right.
he had to be so excited for that ESPN deal. Like, oh, I'm going to Monday Night Football, and this gets announced, and he's like, okay. And now everyone knows that Jim Rome makes more money than him too.
Oh God, I didn't know that. I guess
Yeah.
I know it now.
Go look at the chart. Jim Rome makes $30 million a year, by the way.
Doing what?
Being him, man. I don't know. I haven't listened to Jim Rome in a long time. Yeah, he's got a show.
I haven't heard or seen anything from Jim Rome. I'm not kidding, in more than a decade. And he makes $30 million a year.
Well, I would say Jim Rome's not missing you, Ted. He seems to be doing just fine, man.
That's amazing. Good for him.
I know. All right. For my loser of the week, thought about going with PGA Tour players, right? The guys that applied to play in the Saudi-backed. Is it LIV Golf League or is it LIV?
I'm going
to go LIV.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if that's right. I don't know. But the PGA Tour said, nope, you're not doing that. They came out this week and basically said, if you play in that rival league's June event, I think it's just outside of London, we're going to discipline you. And that could be a suspension. That could be taking your tour card away. I don't know. But some guys, it felt like they thought they would get an exemption, be able to do both. PGA is not having it, Ted. They said absolutely not.
Interesting. I'm curious how they have that power, or why they believe that they have that power. I don't know how it's written with your tour card, if it says that if you're a PGA Tour member that you can't compete in any other events, but I don't know. If that wasn't already there, I feel like you can't just retroactively throw that in, but what do I know?
Yeah, there's some like exception where you can play in 3 events and they have to be outside of the United States. I don't know. There's a lot going on there, but it feels a little monopolistic, if you will.
It feels like they're threatened by it, and they're throwing that out there just for guys to say, I'm not messing with that and pull out. But I feel like if they, again, I don't know what their contracts look like. I have no idea, but I feel like if they felt like they were going to be able to play in it before, like as they looked at their contract, I don't know. Doesn't seem like the PGA could change things after the fact, but I don't know.
Yeah. But my loser of the week, the Philadelphia 76ers. Ooh. I mean, went to Miami and got absolutely smacked in game 5 by the Heat. And it was 120-85. And I don't know if the 76ers went out in South Beach or what, but they had no juice in that fourth quarter. And it seemingly, it felt like everyone for the Heat contributed. They had like 7 guys in double figures, absolutely poured it on in the fourth quarter. Jimmy Butler continues to impress me and be a better offensive player than I thought he was. But Max Strus, 19-10 for Max Strus. I mean, where did that come from? How about that? And then our guy Joel Embiid, he's so skilled. He's so talented, but he can't catch a break. I mean, he's got the bad thumb. He's got the broken face. He goes diving into the stands after a ball. He comes up like holding his back. It looked like me and you getting out of bed. And then he gets smacked in the face and was just like, you could tell how much pain it caused him. I mean, it took him a while to gather himself and get up. I just getting hit. You got a broken face and you get hit right in the face with the ball. I know it's basketball. Brutal. It's part of it, but Andy had a relatively quiet night for him.
It's got to be
James
tough
Harden,
too, wearing the Phantom of the Opera mask out there, and it's got to be hot and nasty on the. I mean, no one sweats more than NBA players in a game, right? So can you imagine wearing that mask on your face?
And he didn't get much help from Harden either, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Harden.
There's your answer about did they hit South Beach? There's your guy. Who's the culprit?
Yeah. It was an impressive win for the Heat, but also pretty underwhelming from the 76ers. And I will say the highlight of the game, Erik Spoelstra, who I think is a phenomenal coach. He got a nice shoulder rub from DJ Khaled, which was just DJ Khaled's had a week between the Miami Grand Prix on Sunday and giving old Spoelstra the shoulder rub last night. I mean, that guy's killing life. He's enjoying it.
I wonder if he was giving him a shoulder rub and said, you owe me one, because he was probably the one that was out with Harden until 6 a.m.
Yeah. And last thing I'll say about that game, Miami Heat fans are the latest arriving crowd in the NBA. Like, you watch the entire first quarter and it's like, wait, is this a preseason game? Oh no, it's game 5 of a playoff series. I mean, it's wild seeing the amount of empty seats, like all the way into the second quarter. It is. Ugh.
Well, how about arrive late and leave early? Remember whenever they all bailed, whenever they were playing the Spurs and they had the trophy there on the side, and they had one of that great comeback, Ray Allen.
That's it. It's very Miami. It's very Miami, but Heat look good.